Hey Denchpegs, what's going on? It's Landon Remixes here, and welcome to my review from the second ever EP from Snavs. This one is called Anarchist. If you're noticing, the artwork today is a little different, and that's because this is the absolute first EP I've ever reviewed from the record label Barong Family. Now, being a sub-label of Spinnin' Records, I don't really review their stuff much, but when I found out Snavs, who is a Monster Cat artist and a great trap artist at that, was finally releasing an EP with them, I got super hyped. And when I found out that there was going to be collaboration with Yellow Claw, I was going nuts. I was so hyped for this thing. I've never been more hyped for an EP on Spinnin' Records, even over Vice Tone. And for good reason, because I do think with all my heart that Snavs is one of the best, or the best upcoming trap artists in the entire industry. He's been making stuff since his early bootlegs of like Martin Garrix's Animals and Tremor, and I really started getting into Snavs when he released his remix of Pegboard Nerds' Here It Comes with Toby Green back in 2014 on Monster Cat. And when he finally released his debut single with Monster Cat, Time, I was going even more nuts over this, and I've been dropping a few of his tracks at all my gigs, so his stuff is just really fun and goes off live, and that's especially true with this EP. Now, most of this EP is straight bangers, which is nice in a way, but not terribly experimental, which I don't really think it was supposed to be, but as far as trap and the jungle terror scene kind of goes, I think this is the best of the best. Absolutely nuts about Roar, absolutely nuts about Jungle Fever, and I like the other tracks to an extent as well. And when artists like Snavs can kind of combine that trap and hardstyle sound together successfully, I think you've done something really awesome. Especially when you can make me enjoy it, who absolutely hates the genre and doesn't really dig trap too much either. I'm really impressed, seriously. Since Time, I don't think there's been a single Snavs release that I disliked, the closest one probably being Street Fight on this EP, which I wasn't really crazy about. Makes for an interesting appearance because there isn't much of a drop on this, it's more just kind of a weird little vocal during the section that should be the drop. The bass on this one is really strong, which would definitely work in a live setting. I'm just not really digging it too much myself. It really builds up to be something a lot better, which I think it probably will happen with a bunch of different people bootlegging it and things like that. But for now, it's probably my least favorite on the EP, sadly. Reload, on the other hand, is kind of a slow trap jam and then kind of gets into your standard Moonbaton style. Overall, the track is super catchy and I really enjoyed it. Not my absolute favorite on the EP. Now, Roar would be the kind of track you'd probably expect me not to like, considering it has a very similar style to the kind of thing that Major Lazer did with Roll the Bass on their last album, and I didn't really like that one that much, but when it comes to this, I think it's very enjoyable. It's kind of crazy and all over the place, and this is the type of track I'd expect Skrillex and Diplo to support on their tour. Just absolutely nuts in every aspect, kind of that 4 on the floor kick, constantly going through it. And then the EP closes with the absolutely banging Jungle Fever, which I already talked about a bit. Just absolutely hyped to see Snavs collabing with an artist of the tier of Yellow Claw, and to be honest, I like this track more than most of the Yellow Claw album. This track has enough diversity in it that it doesn't get repetitive, but also makes an extremely fire main stage anthem that I feel like is going to be used a lot in the next upcoming months. Like I said, this EP is not absolutely perfect, but it is cut pretty clean. For being an EP of straight bangers, I really enjoyed this one, very similar to how I really liked Barely Alive's album, which only had a couple down points on it. I can't wait to see what Snavs does in the future, and I can't wait to see what he comes out with on Monster Cat after such a stellar EP. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you later. Peace.